Oh shit! You know what time it is. You know who it is. It's your boy Big Rich. You know where am I coming from? Queens, New York City, the streets where we get busy. Salute, holiday greetings, Merry Christmas, and all that fly shit. Time to get back to some business. Salute to my man Steve from across the pond. He was looking for a video today. Sometimes you gotta take a little break. But we haven't done a mob spotlight in a second, all right? So I hope everybody's enjoying the holiday. In Queens right now, it seems like everything is on holiday mode. The traffic is light, the schools are off, so you know what that means. I'm in these streets about my business. As they say in the neighborhood, light up the broccoli, but throw the relish in your back pocket. You capiche? We're gonna set a gentleman, wipe your feet on the rug, throw some smoke in the air. I got some Kush mints, and wow, beautiful, beautiful. It's like some old school Chiba. You know when you first started smoking? Hold on. Mob spotlight. Let's get busy. DeCavalcante Capo, Francesco Polizzi. Francesco Polizzi never was an important figure in the world of American wise guys. A typical soldier who climbed the ladder and became a capo. His income and that of his whole crew came from typical mob rackets, loan sharking, gambling, extortion, and especially drugs. But even though he won't get a place in the fictitious Wise Guy Hall of Fame, Frank Polizzi will have a lot of influence on the status of convicted criminals in the entire U.S., both now and in the future. Strange because Polizzi wasn't even a member of one of the New York Five families. He was a member of the DeCavalcante crime family from New Jersey, which for decades was seen as the little brother of the New York families. It is the only La Cosa Nostra group operating in New Jersey, which was founded and has its headquarters there. Cavalcante family, named after their boss Simone Sam the Plumber de Cavalcante, is an autonomous family, but they need authorization from New York for certain operations. They couldn't make any new members without an okay from all New York families. From FBI wiretaps, it became clear New York wise guys even laughed at their New Jersey counterparts. One of the often used comments was, "You can't make an appointment with the members of the DeCavalcante family before 1700 hours because that's the time they got home from work." It was a fact that many DeCavalcante wise guys held a steady front job. Many times they worked as a representative of a union or as a consultant of a construction or garbage hauling firm. It is no wonder there is so much competition in New Jersey. It may be a small state, but it is the most densely populated one in the U.S. and has a figure of speech within walking distance of New York. When construction in New York was drying up, the mob started eyeing New Jersey. Both the airport and Port Newark, where cargo ships came and went, grew enormously in the 20th century. All mob families wanted a piece of that pie. The De Cavalcante family was sandwiched between the New York families and the violent Philadelphia family, and that's only Italian organized crime, not to mention all the other groups. But this growth in business opportunities gave the La Cosa Nostra and the De Cavalcantes in particular, enormous possibilities. Frank Polizzi tried to get in on the action. Since the 1950s, he had climbed the ranks of the DeCavalcante family, and by the 1980s, he was a respected capo. A large percentage of his income came from trafficking heroin. Through the ports, large quantities of heroin were shipped into New Jersey from Sicily and Corsica. It took a while before the FBI could make a case, but eventually they succeeded and brought the famous Pizza Connection trial in the 1980s. After a heated trial, which included hilarious testimony from Polizzi's wife, Francesco Polizzi was sentenced to 20 years in prison. He had just turned 52. Polizzi's crew and rackets were divided amongst other capos. These consisted mostly of front companies, a loan sharking operation, and a sports betting operation. The biggest source of income, drugs, had been busted by the feds. The drug money was laundered through a string of pizza parlors. Such a business is ideal to launder money because only deals in cash payments and production costs are hard to trace. In The Sopranos, Tony Soprano all in The Sopranos, Tony Soprano also used a string of snack bars owned by a frontman to launder money. Season 2, episode 3. During this time, during this time, mid 80s, the DeCavalcante family made enough money to cover the losses caused by the Pizza Connection bust. In prison, Polizzi had health problems. In the prison hospital, they determined Polizzi had lung cancer. The cancer was aggressive, and it didn't look like he would have long to live. According to several medical reports which were given to the presiding judge, Frank Polizzi had a maximum of 6 months. His lawyer pressured the judge, and in 1995, Polizzi was released from prison after serving less than 8 of his 20-year sentence. But back home, Polizzi miraculously recovered. After several months, he picked up his old life. His old crew was reassembled, and Polizzi got his share of the rackets again. The FBI noticed that the judge had made a big mistake. Because of all the convictions against Polizzi was dropped, the feds had to start a whole new investigation to indict him. The FBI unit, which focused on the DeCavalcantes in the 90s, used all their powers. This was before 9/11, when terrorism wasn't a high priority. The feds were never able to indict Polizzi again. He died on Christmas Eve 2002, surrounded by his family, 6 years after being released because he had less than 6 months to live. One of the last conversations of Polizzi, the feds taped, made clear what a real gangster Polizzi was. During an informal conversation with other DeCavalcante wise guys, Polizzi complained about rats. It was his opinion that not only should the rat pay for his treason, so should his family. Just like in Sicily, Polizzi said. Frank Polizzi got 6 years of freedom. Since then, most courts are more cautious with releasing dying mobsters or gang leaders. John Gotti, for instance, didn't get one day outside the prison walls, no matter how sick he was. Recently, an exception was made when Genevieve's Capo, Buster Ardito, got permission to live out the last weeks of his life at home. Ardito was 87 and was in the final stages of pancreatic cancer and was awaiting trial. It's clear you really have to be dying to get released on medical reasons. All thanks to Frank Polizzi and his marvelous recovery. All right, salute. Of course, the article was written by Martin Antonissen, and this is from gangstersinc.nl. All right, so salute to everybody. Thank you for listening. I need you guys to like the video, share the video, and of course, this was a mobster spotlight. It's been a while since we did it, right? Um, of course, Shattered found the article. Now I know why, because of this guy's take on rats. It's kind of similar to how Shatter feels about rats, right? So anyway, happy holidays to everybody. Um, I think tomorrow night we're gonna come out with a real cool gangster spotlight of this ill gangster. We had talked about him before in the Super Cartel article that we did. If you guys haven't seen that video, look up the Super Cartel video in Mob Video Season 1. Again, like the video, comment. Let me know what you guys are smoking on. I'm smoking on this Kush Mint. It got me bent. I think you guys could tell that I'm fucking zooted, right? All right, everybody have a good evening. Happy holidays. We will talk soon.